is a little introductory video to the children's ministry here at Christian Life Center, specifically in the preschool classroom. If you are a new volunteer or have been here for a while, this video is going to go over a lot of information. Do bear with my son as he walks around during this video. First thing you'll receive is your volunteer handbook that is currently in the color of red, so make sure you do have that and read through it. It will kind of be sporadic, the things I'm going through, as I have some bullet points here, so do forgive me on that. We make sure that anyone that steps into the classroom, that they have their background clearance as a volunteer in here. So in order to serve here, you need to be background checked. So that doesn't mean, just kind of randomly bringing in people once in a while to help serve. We want them to serve so bad, but safety is a priority here, so let's make sure that they are background checked first. Of course, the only exception is that if a child is in the classroom and they're having maybe a hard time adjusting, then their parent can obviously stay in the class to help that child directly. A big thing here in children's ministry, we are here to truly teach God's words to our kids. So it is a true classroom teaching environment. For this classroom, for preschool, it is ages 3 to 5. So 3, 4, and 5-year-olds come to this classroom. When you arrive, please arrive 15 minutes before the start of service. This helps with the transition time, and it honors the time of the other volunteers who are just here to be able to go to service. So please make that a priority, that you be in the classroom at that time. And when you do come in, make sure you come in with your lanyard, which will be provided to you in the classroom, and your name tag visible for everyone to see, so it's very obvious that you're helping out here. Let's see, there are 3 main roles in the classroom. There's teacher, assistant, and greeter. Let's go over greeter first. So the greeter helps obviously with check-in and check-out. The checking in process, every child gets a name tag, and then that goes on them somewhere on their front or their back, and the other gets put onto the clipboard, okay? And then they have a barcode one. That one, the parent who's dropping off their child needs to keep. That is how they technically get their child back, is by matching that barcode to the one that we have there. The greeters also help with putting the craft back together. So usually there is a craft during the lesson. They retrieve that back, make sure the child's name is on it, and it gets put on the main table over here. And also putting together Bible bucks from what they've earned. So the Bible bucks is a reward system that we have within the church. It's really great. On the first Sunday of each month, we open up the Bible buck store, which is filled with great toys for them to purchase throughout the month that they've earned their Bible bucks in. This is the Bible buck we have here, and a sheet telling you how they can earn it. So do make sure you write that down. And the best way to be doing that is seeing the child's name tag on the clipboard. You, throughout the service of their time during that class, write down what they did. So if they brought an offering, write down offering. If you really did catch them being kind to someone, write that down. So that way at the end of the service, you can look at that child's name tag and know how many Bible bucks to appropriately give them. Let's see. You also act as security as a greeter. So obviously, since you're greeting by the door, it helps that you remain close to the door for at least a good portion of the service, so we don't get anybody running out. And you can also help with keeping the children's attention during a very active lesson period. So we need to do our absolute best to help the teacher, because there's one teacher, to help with the children staying focused, or helping them in a fun way to put on their listening ears and to keep their attention for the lesson. So do be hands-on and help with that, please. The assistants are obviously assisting directly with the teacher, so anything with the lesson, the activities, being hands-on, helping the children stay focused. They help put together the snack, which usually consists of just a little water cup and whatever snack that I have prepared for in the storage bin there. When we do hand out snacks, we need to double check the child's name tag for any allergies. So when a parent checks in a new child into our children's ministry, they usually write down if the child has any allergies. Always check that name tag before offering them a snack, okay? And yes, they help hands-on with the lesson, and please play with the kids. That's a huge thing for the assistants to be doing, especially during check-in and check-out time. Yes, we have some great toys, but the thing they love most is playing with us volunteers here, because they love hanging out with us. And then obviously the teacher, they get to teach. There is a lesson. A big thing I want people to know about is our curriculum that we use within the church. It's called Orange. So the reason it's called Orange is that the church represents yellow, which is the light of God. Families represent red, which is love in the home. And orange is, of course, the blend of those two colors, which is this. So this is the church and the family trying to come together for our children and teaching them about Christ. So the lessons, what I do as the preschool coordinator, I go through the lesson and I pick out which activities we will do. There's a lot that they offer, but we only do so many for the age appropriateness of our kids here. So I pick out those lessons, I prepare the materials, put them all here, and then I hand out that lesson, or at least email it to you in advance for you, the teachers, to look over, be familiar with it. But this is a tremendous tool to use. It literally tells you exactly what to say on there, of what you can say, what you are welcome to say on there. It doesn't have to be verbatim, of course, but has everything down there. So if you ever have a desire to teach, you can do it. You can absolutely do it. What else? When it comes to worship, which is a really exciting time, kids get excited when we get excited. So my expectation for worship is for us volunteers to please enjoy worship at least on the sides of the TV here, not from the back, because the kids can't see you. So if you can at least clap, smile, dance a little bit, they will get excited about worship, which is important for them to learn about praising God. So please stay on the sides for them to see you, or of course even better in the front next to the TV on there. So do be active in worship, please. When a child is not engaging in any of the lessons, we get quite a few of them, and that's totally fine. That's expected sometimes, especially when they are brand new. Kind of leave them be. Ask them, hey, Joshua, come join me. We're doing worship now. And if they don't have anything to do with it, leave them be, unless they were being a major distraction to the other kids. Sometimes they just need to warm up and come and approach us on their own time. Sometimes it takes weeks and months, but just leave them be. And when the activity changes, say, hey again, Joshua, you want to come join me? We're doing a craft now about this. And just see how it goes from there. But never be picking them up unless they're being in immediate danger at that moment on there, which actually goes into my next point of appropriate touch in the classroom. So we just live in a fallen world where bad things have happened to people and unfortunately to little kids. So our policy here, they cannot sit on your lap. I know it's kind of a hard one, but do not do that, okay? You can give side hugs, you can give high fives and fist bumps. That is it. Even if it's your own child in the classroom, which is another hard thing as well, when you're serving and your child is in there, you need to let them know, hey, I kind of have to act and behave in a different way. So we can't be snuggling and kissing them in the middle of being in here, because if a parent comes by and goes, oh goodness, is that how the volunteers all touch the children? No, it was just that it was their own child and they didn't know the context of it. So please be aware of appropriate touch. Also going into that, bathroom breaks, there has to be 2 adults, no teenagers or junior helpers, 2 adults for the bathroom breaks. Has to be that way, and you do not go in the bathroom stall with them. They have to be able to perform those things on their own. You can push the door open of the main bathroom and say, hey, is everything okay? Leave them be on there, but we cannot be entering them with there. Let's see. For those kids who have behavioral problems or have special needs, first I want that to be brought to my attention so I know how to work with that child. But we do have a handful of children that have a hard time, and they all kind of go through their seasons where they're having a hard time adjusting. But basically review the class rules with them. Listen the first time, keep your body to yourself, treat others with respect, walking feet only, take care of our church, which just means respect the property around here. Within a single class time of that hour and 15 minutes we have them, basically we give them 3 chances. So if we've asked them that many times to please walk or please stop touching another child this way, that's when I would prefer you to contact me and say, hey, this is the situation, this is what we've seen. I'll usually make that decision on going, okay, let's call the parent and let them know, hey, they're having a little hard time listening. Can you help us to keep them in the classroom? Because we want every child to get the opportunity to be in this classroom, but safety is huge. Safety for everybody, including us volunteers. So if you get someone kicking, biting, jumping, those are major things that we have to address immediately. So usually let me know, and so that way we can resolve it on there. But don't hesitate to call a parent and very kindly say, hey, this is what happened. Can you help us with your child for a moment so we can continue with the class? Because this is the dilemma that was happening on there. And when we get children that consistently have a little bit of a hard time being in here and listening, that's where we will create a reward chart system for them. I'll work directly with that parent and child, and the parent will have to come join in on those classes to help their child. So say every time they do listen, they get a gold star, and they earn so many during the class, and the parent chooses some kind of prize or reward for them. So we want every child to be able to have the opportunity to continue coming here despite whatever challenges that they have going on, unless it's an immediate safety issue. So that's something that I usually get to help the parents with on there. Let's see, incident report. When something like that happens, if a child bumps their head, or God forbid, another child, for example, just bites somebody, which is very rare, and I pray that never happens. You come find this binder in the storage unit here. You write out a report, and it has everything that it needs to tell you about writing it out. It's pretty self-explanatory, but you have to get the parent's signature and put your signature on it as well. So that's something that has to be addressed right away. If they, sometimes we work with scissors. If for some reason they get the tiniest little cut, write it. If you notice that they have some kind of scratch, bump, or bruise in any way throughout the class time that they did not have when they entered in, we need to write about it. So even if you think it's the smallest thing, it always helps to just go ahead and to be able to write it. A few things to note in the classroom is how to use this computer over here. Thank you. Let me show you all. So this is this works as a computer. As you can see right here, that's the computer system. We have the TV. Here's your cheat sheet on the password to get in. You use this remote to turn it on, which it already is on, but when it's looking like this, you simply need to wake up the computer with the mouse, if it will do it for me. Oh, it might not. Okay, so let me try source here. Let's see if the computer wakes up now. It looks like it may have been turned on. There we go. Okay, so it should look like this. You're going to click on CLC preschool, put in the password, which it already has right here. It's going to load, and it will look like this. You're going to click on, let me make sure you're seeing what I can see here, preschool. Everything is double click and it works just like a computer would. So we have preschool lessons here, walk-in music, and worship motions, okay? So just for looking at this, if we go into worship motions here, we have all these different videos. When you do click on a video, this is key. You have to click kind of to the side of it. If you click on the play button, that's what's going to happen. It's not going to extend to the full video size on there. So you have to click kind of to the corner of it and double click it, and then obviously press play there, okay? That works for all the same things. That's worship motions, walk-in music, and then the lessons is obviously done by month. So for right now, we are in the month of May. Double click it and there's your videos for the lessons, one for each week on there. So that is how you work the computer. And the sound system is up here, okay? So your sound, the easiest way to do it is with this button here, okay? Or you can also use this one as well. So that's the computer system on there. Let's see, cubbies for the kids. This is usually the layout of the time layout for Sunday morning services, so it's pretty self-explanatory on there. The storage unit usually always has the stacks and water that will be there, including this bin, which is all the materials I use for the lessons on there. And let me double check that there isn't anything else I may be missing on here. Actually, I think that's it. Thank you again so much for serving. It makes a huge difference. Thank you.